Good evening and welcome to Rajya Sabha News. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the headlines. Rajya Sabha adjourned sine die. In his concluding remarks, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu says, though the session has been satisfactory in terms of productivity, there were some areas of concern. Appeals to all members to ensure that unseemly behaviour is not repeated. Parliament approves Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill 2020. Rajya Sabha also passes the Foreign Contribution Regulation Amendment Bill 2020 and 3 bills related to Labour Code. Appropriation Bill returned to Lok Sabha after consideration. And farewell given to Rajya Sabha MPs who will complete their tenure in November. Chairman Naidu appreciates their contributions. Reports of the Estimates Committee and Committee on Government Assurances presented in the House. Rajya Sabha was adjourned sine die today. In his valedictory address, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu recounted the high and low points of this session while stating that all members need to work together to facilitate smooth functioning of the House.
In his concluding remarks, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu said the high productivity of the previous sessions continued in this session as well.
During the 10 sittings, total of 25 bills have been passed and 6 bills have been introduced. The productivity of the House during this session has been 100.47% as against the scheduled available time of 38 hours and 30 minutes. The actual functional time of the House has been 38 hours and 41 minutes. While 3 hours and 15 minutes time of the House has been lost unfortunately due to disruptions, the House sat for an extra time of 3 hours and 26 minutes. I am happy to inform you that the new normal of high productivity witnessed during the last 3 sessions has continued during this session as well. As a result, the overall productivity of the last 4 sessions come to a praiseworthy 96.13%.
Chairman Naidu spoke at length on what he termed some areas of concern.
All that I like to do is appeal to all of you and all of the other members who are not here from the depth of my heart to kindly ensure that such unseemly behavior is not repeated in future. I would like to remind all of you that in 1997 and 2012, this August House has resolved that all members will uphold the dignity of the House by complying with the rules and procedures laid down. It is the responsibility of all the members to ensure smooth functioning of the House so that we can fulfill our commitments to the people.
Chairman Naidu said the various sections of the House need to work together to assist the smooth functioning of the House.
To protest is the right of opposition, any member for that matter. But the question is, how should it be done? The floor of this August House is the most effective platform for contestation of ideas. But if boycott is done for a longer period, it amounts to leaving the very platform that enables you to effectively convey your ideas and contesting those of others. I request all members to keep this in mind.
Stating that the session was being concluded 8 sittings ahead of the 18 planned sittings as COVID-19 pandemic continues, the chairman spoke about the special arrangements and the hectic efforts that went into making this session possible.
As we were thinking of this readjustment, I was not sure as to how the honourable members would cope up with these changes. I am very pleased that all of you have adopted very well. I have had to familiarize myself with this new situation by having 2 mock sessions and several rounds of discussions with officials. I wholeheartedly compliment all of you for making this success of this novel experiment.
Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Let me give a brief account of this session.
The Rajya Sabha passed 6 bills on Wednesday before it was adjourned sine die, 8 days ahead of schedule. The House also returned to Lok Sabha the Appropriation Number 3 Bill 2020 and the Appropriation Number 4 Bill 2020, authorizing payment of certain sums from the Consolidated Fund of India for the current financial year. The bills that were passed today include the 3 Labour Code bills, the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020, the Industrial Relations Code 2020, and the Code on Social Security 2020. The Foreign Contribution Regulation Amendment Bill 2020, the Bilateral Netting of Qualified Financial Contracts Bill 2020, and the Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill 2020. And the Upper House on Wednesday also passed the Foreign Contribution Regulation Amendment Bill 2020. The bill had been passed by Lok Sabha on the 21st of September. Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityanand Rai said the act is being changed to ensure that the foreign money coming to India is not used against national interest. He also assured the House that the legislation will also not stop foreign contributions in any way.
सरकार को सुविधा यह होगी कि यह पैसे का ट्रेस, उसकी ट्रैकिंग और उसका उपयोग, उसका मॉनिटरिंग, उसका इस प्रकार की व्यवस्था के लिए यह एक व्यवस्था लाई गई है ताकि पारदर्शिता बनी रहे। यह निश्चित रूप से पारदर्शिता लाने वाला यह बिल न एनजीओ के खिलाफ है या न किसी के अहित में है। यह जरूर है कि ऐसी संस्था को जरूर थोड़ा बुरा लगेगा जो पारदर्शिता को नहीं चाहते हैं, लेकिन ऐसे एनजीओ जो पारदर्शिता के साथ जिस उद्देश्य से विदेशी अविदाय प्राप्त करते हैं, ऐसे सेवा भाव से जनहित में काम करने वाले ऐसी सारी संस्थाओं को यह सहयोग करने के लिए यह संशोधन है।
The bill adds that any person seeking prior permission, registration or renewal of registration must provide the Aadhaar number of all its office bearers, directors or key functionaries as an identification document. Foreigners must provide copies of the passport or the Overseas Citizen of India card for identification. The bill also amends the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act of 2010 to state that foreign contribution must be received only in an account designated by the bank as FCRA account. No funds other than the foreign contribution should be received or deposited in this account. The bill adds that the government may also restrict usage of unutilized foreign contribution for persons who have been granted prior permission to receive such contribution. This may be done if based on a summary inquiry and pending any further inquiry. The government believes that such person has contravened provisions of the Act. The Upper House passed the Bilateral Netting of Qualified Financial Contracts Bill 2020 on Wednesday. The Lok Sabha passed this bill on the 20th of September. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the proposed legislation will ensure financial stability and promote competitiveness in Indian financial markets by providing enforceability of bilateral netting of qualified financial contracts.
Legislation will help us in evaluating risks far more in real-time basis, and actual risk assessment happens rather than a notional risk assessment based on the gross figures. It is the net which is important, otherwise the real value of money is locked up. So with this, just one bullet which I'm telling you, commodity derivatives such as electricity derivatives, oil derivatives, coal derivatives or gas derivatives, you can immediately imagine what are the kind of transactions which are going to get covered because of this legislation that this House is choosing to consider today. This bill, if passed, will have a very big bearing on the financial stability of India, and we'll have a buoyant bond market, as a result of which businesses will have greater affordable resources.
The bill seeks to further develop the financial market in India and provide an unambiguous legal framework for enforceability of netting of a qualified financial contract. Now, this bill is significant as India does not have a legal framework for bilateral netting. And the Upper House also bid farewell to retiring members from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand on Wednesday. These members will retire in the intervening period between the conclusion of the monsoon session and the commencement of the next session. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu also praised the contribution of the retiring members. Listen in.
Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu said the upper house will bid RDO to some retiring members from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand who are set to retire in November. The retiring members include Hardeep Singh Puri, Arun Singh, Neeraj Shekhar, Ram Gopal Yadav, Chandrapal Singh Yadav and Ravi Verma, Javed Ali Khan, Raja Ram and Veer Singh, PL Punya and Raj Babbar.
The retiring members will be leaving this august house with the loads of invaluable experiences and memories which will continue to guide them in their noble path of public service. The retiring members have contributed significantly to the deliberations of this House and the parliamentary committees which they represented. I place on record my appreciation and also the appreciation of the House for the valuable contribution and service rendered by them with utmost dedication and fervour to further the cause of democracy. Though some members might be re-elected, I hope this House will certainly miss those who would not be coming back immediately. I hope that the retiring members will continue to serve the people in different capacities with some same zeal, enthusiasm, vigor, and spirit of service which they have exhibited in this House. So I wish all the retiring members good health, happiness, and many more years of service to the nation.
Retiring member Neeraj Shekhar thanked all members for their cooperation.
इस सदन में आना एक सौभाग्य की तरह था। राज्यसभा, उसके पहले मैं लोकसभा में था। ये 12-13 साल जो लोगों का आशीर्वाद मिला, जो यहाँ के नेताओं का आशीर्वाद मिला, उसके लिए मैं सभी का ऋणी रहूँगा हमेशा। एक चीज़ मैं रोज मांगता हूँ भगवान से कि मेरा देश स्वच्छ रहे, शिक्षित रहे और शक्तिशाली रहे। ये मेरी कामना है। जय हिंद।
Chairman Naidu said the 5 outgoing members have retired but are not tired. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
So that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you very much for your time.